Good evening, this is Chris Work, co-founder of ProfitDig. Tonight I'm going to put together a quick overview and show you how quick and easy it is to create your account, put your company information in so you can get to creating bids and tracking your costs with ProfitDig. So I've landed here on the home page and we're just going to start by registering for a new account. Basic information here, you're going to create your username. I'm just going to put some information here to get to the next step. Alright, put my little passcode here. And I'm going to agree to the terms and conditions. Alright, the next step is going to be my company. ProfitDig. I'm just going to use this made up email address here. 369 ProfitDig number. I'm going to put my web address in. Office street address. Now you'll notice here when you're creating a new account, obviously the first step is to get your company information in, and you'll see here below it's going to step me through the process. So it has my company name, address, telephone number, website, email. It's going to ask me when my work week starts. I'm going to leave that on Monday. Overtime, we're just going to do standard overtime. Now I'm at my subscription option. For demo purposes, I'm just going to sign up for a single user plan. Congratulations, my company has been set up. I've entered my credit card for my free trial, and we do ask for a credit card for security purposes because spammers rarely give you a credit card number. So now that my information is set up here, I can move on to creating my employees and users. So the next step is to add people. So employee information here, I'm going to create a small crew, so we're going to start with a foreman. I'm going to name this foreman John Brown. And I'm going to give John a $35 hourly rate. Assign him as a foreman. Now here it gives me the option to create a login for this employee. Now if this person is going to be logging into the system to utilize timesheets from the field or something like that, then he'll need to be able to log in. For demo purposes, I'm going to skip this. Otherwise, you would click this, and then this is where you would put John's information in. Put his email address in. You can create a password for him, and then that will email John his information, so then he can log in from his tablet, mobile device, or laptop while he's in the field. So here you see I've created a foreman by the name of John Brown. I'm going to create a couple more guys here. I'm going to create John Doe. Let's go ahead and create operator. I'm going to set their rate at $30 an hour. Alright, so I got John, Jack, John Doe, Bobby Jones. So I have my guys in here. Now I'm going to move on to adding my equipment. Let's see, I'm going to add a 330 cat. Loader. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, this would be an excavator. I'm going to put my operating cost. That is $75 an hour. Select as an excavator. Go submit. So here we go. Now my 330 cat excavator. You can see my operating cost of $75 an hour. So I add one more piece here. I'm going to do a cat D6. Operating cost of $60 an hour. Sir. Let's submit that guy. Let's see, what else could we use here? Let's do a pad foot roller. Got my notes written down here. CP323C. Let's see, we're going to do an hourly cost of $50 an hour. Paction. Alright, let's think of a couple other pieces of equipment we'll need. One would be my truck. Let's do a Ford, there you go, F-250. We'll do the hourly operating cost of $10. Let's see, do we have something here? Now these here are system defaults. If there isn't anything in this list that applies to the item you're adding, you can just create a new classification. So we're going to do PU for pickup. Alright, now I have a F-250 to get us back and forth to the job site. Now we can put together a crew. So we're going to click to set up our crew. You'll see the system says, hey, you haven't set one up yet. And that's okay because we've added everything here. So we're going to go, let's see, let's start with a pipe crew. John Brown. Add a couple operators here. And I'm going to add a laborer. I'm also going to need a couple pieces of equipment for this crew. I need my 330 excavator and a wheel loader. And so that's it. We've just created our pipe crew. It has everyone in here from John Brown, the foreman. We have 2 operators, laborer, excavator, and our wheel loader. So then once you add additional crews here, you can expand these guys out to see who is, a part of this crew, people and equipment. All right, so now we're ready to create our new project. So I can put my new project info in here. Let's see, let's just do ProfitDig office building. I can put in a street address for the project. Do 123 Street Avenue. How about that? I can put an email address, phone number, project number if I have that. I'm just going to skip on through here just to get the information in. Now I can specify a markup and a schedule for the project. Now each project can contain multiple bids. If I want to create a few different bids and kind of compare them, look at the numbers, I can do that. So let's just set a standard markup here of 20%. Do a tax rate of 8%. Set an overhead rate of 10%. It's important to think about these numbers because these are bills and people that I have to pay every day. Set a project start date, completion date. Alright, so now I have to assign a user and a crew. I'm going to add myself as a project admin so that way I can move people around, adjust my crews, add people, add equipment, log time, whatever it may be. I want access to everything as the administrator. And I'm going to add, let's just do the pipe crew for this guy. Alright, so that's my project. Now I'm ready to create the first bid proposal. So I'm going to do bid number 1, ProfitDig office building. I'm going to say the bid date is today. Now, like I said, with under each project, I'm going to have multiple bids, so I can use the default project markups that I have here. Or if I want to, again, look at some different scenarios to see how the margins appear, I can adjust this for each bid. I'm just going to leave it as it is for now. I can also enter a bid recipient, the company that has contacted me about doing this work. I can put their information in here, a telephone number, contact email, because I can actually email the bid proposal, and once I've looked at it and I'm happy with it, I can submit that to my client directly from ProfitDig in the form of a PDF. I can add a plans date if I have that, addendum received, exclusions, qualifications. This can be anything. This will appear at the bottom of my bid proposal. Alright, so the next step, well, I've put in the basic information. Now, of course, the bid proposal is going to need headers and bid items. And we discussed headers and bid items earlier when we were setting up a few items. So under my category, I'm going to select a header. For this example, I'm going to do storm drainage. Remember, it was 3,000. I'm going to add a bid item here. Let's say 3015 18-inch PVC. So now I need to add my materials. Do 18-inch PVC. Let's just assume I'm going to need, obviously, linear foot. Let's just say 500. $12 unit price. Let's see. I'm going to need stone. Let's add stone. Select tons. Let's say I'm going to have 178 tons for my 500 feet at $19 per ton. And last but not least, I'm going to need my pipe crew. Now, once you've added your crew to this bid item, I can expand that, and if there's any changes I need to make to it, I can do that here. If I needed to remove someone, if I needed to add someone or take a piece of equipment off, this is where you do all of that. Let's just assume I'm happy with everyone that's part of this crew, because I want to need every one of them on the job. I'm just going to estimate that we're going to be out there working for 12 hours, and that includes all people and equipment. And everything else here I think looks pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and submit this. And then I get one last look here at my margins. Again, I can make any adjustments here. If I don't feel right about this, I could inch that up a little bit. If I wanted to see if I could squeeze out a couple percentage points there, I can do that. And then the last thing is quantity. And on this, we're looking at 500 feet of the pipe that we're going to be laying, and that's going to be linear feet, and so it's going to give me a unit price for each linear foot of the pipe that we're going to be laying. Submit. So here you can see this is the making of my bid proposal. Now I could go back and I can add another person, or another item rather. Let's go ahead and do that while we're here. Let's go do storm drainage again. Let's see, let's do 24-inch HDPE. Let's say I have 300 square feet at a unit price of $19 per foot. Let's see, I'm going to need a little more stone there. Do ton. Let's just say 124. Same price as before, $19 per ton. And I'm going to add the pipe crew to this as well. And I'm going to assume I'm going to need these guys for 12 hours for this. So again, I can review. If I'm happy with everything here, fantastic. I'm going to make one adjustment here because we're doing 300 of the 24-inch HDPE. Do linear foot. So now I have my unit price. I will just pass to the client, and then here's my raw price that's coming out of my pocket. I'm going to submit this. So here you can see I can quickly add these items to the bid proposal. Now if I wanted to see what this guy would look like, I can go down here. I can preview it just as it is here. If I wanted to show it without unit prices, I could do that. So let's just give you a preview here of what this looks like. So here you can see the making of my bid proposal with my logo, my company information. Here's the project name, date, person submitting it, and here's all my information. Remember I added my exclusions and qualifications. Those will go here. And then the client you're submitting it to, they can sign off and date it here. So let's just assume that life is damn good and it was awarded. So I'm going to set this status to awarded. Now what this means, you'll notice I can no longer go in here and make changes to it. But what I can do is now begin tracking my cost. So if we hop over to the project dashboard, I can see everything that we set with our multipliers. Here's the bid. Had I done multiple bids, they would all be listed here. You can see this bid has been awarded. If I have a change order, I can add that here. You can add, if you have additional users within your company, you can add them here. If I need to make any changes to crews on the job, all of that takes place here. I can still see everyone in the crew. And then here's the part you're probably most concerned with, and this is the project cost. So here you see, here's my working budget. And then every day, if I log my hours, my labor, equipment, if you had a sub company, materials, if you put all this information in on a daily basis, it's going to give you an up-to-date P&L statement on your job. This can be done from your computer, laptop, mobile device, tablet, whatever it may be. As long as you can connect to the internet, you can enter all that information here. So let's just assume that we're in the field and we've already started our job here. So I can see here that here's my estimated cost for everyone, and it'll just give me a breakdown of actual costs as I log my time each day. So let's assume the job started on the date we thought it would, and we were on the job 8 hours the first day. Let's say everyone was there and all the equipment was being used. I'm going to just apply 8 hours to all. If I needed to, if for some reason the cat was only used for 4 hours that day, then I could take that guy down to 4. I'm just going to submit. So now you can see here's my cost versus my working budget. And every day as I log additional time or my time on the job, it's going to give me a real-time overview of my profit and loss on every job, and more importantly on every bid item. So moving forward, if I need to adjust my costs on my PVC pipe or HDPE, whatever it may be, I can do that on my proposals in the future. So another item we may want to look at here is our material costs. So let's just go back to the 18-inch PVC. If I want to go ahead and add some cost here, I can. I can add a description. If there's materials that was not in the bid, then that's fine. I can do that. Let's just say I had to go out and purchase additional material that day from one of my suppliers for the job. Whatever the case may be, you can do that here. But let's just say I just used the 18-inch PVC that I had. Linear feet. And let's say we did 200 feet at a unit price of $12. If I need to add any notes, I can do that. So I'm just going to log that in. And so now I have a running cost of my profit and loss on my materials. So again, every day, since ProfitDig knows what my cost is to lay the 500 feet of the 18-inch PVC, once I come in here at the end of the day, I can key in the amount of pipe that we laid. It can tell me exactly what it cost me. So you can see here it cost me $2,400 to lay the 200 feet of the 18-inch PVC. And this applies to anything. I mean, if you're in concrete, if you're in remodeling, if you're in landscaping, the application can apply to pretty well any industry you have that involves contracting, where you're requiring people or materials or equipment to run your business. So I hope you found this useful. Certainly, if you have any additional questions, you can reach us at 615-378-7369 and 24/7 at ProfitDig.com. Thank you very much.